Welcome back to True Unseen Crime Faceless channel, where we dive deep into the most shocking, twisted, and downright unsettling crimes. Think of it like peeling back the layers of an old, dusty horror novel, except, in this case, the terror is all too real. Tonight's case? A story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about justice, punishment, and the secrets hidden within prison walls. Buckle up, because this one's a spine chiller. The disappearance of Ethan Carter. In 2011, Ethan Carter was just another face in the system, convicted of armed robbery and sentenced to 20 years in Blackridge Penitentiary, a maximum security prison in Tennessee. Blackridge had a reputation, not for reform, not for rehabilitation, but for something far more sinister. Inmates whispered about the hole, an abandoned wing of the prison where people went in but never came out. One evening, as the prison guards did their routine count, something unexplainable happened. Ethan Carter was gone. Not dead. Not transferred. Not on the run. Just gone. His cell was locked from the outside. No signs of a break-in or an escape attempt. Security cameras? They showed him entering his cell that night but never leaving. A vanishing prisoner inside a high-security facility? That was enough to make national headlines. But trust me, this case gets weirder. A corrupt warden and the underground nightmare. At the helm of Blackridge was Warden Joseph Armitage, a man whose handshake felt more like a silent death sentence. Armitage had ruled the prison for over 15 years, and his power was absolute. Some said he was a former cop who knew too much. Others whispered that he had friends in very high and very dark places. But what no one outside Blackridge knew was that Armitage had a little side business. Underneath the prison, buried beneath layers of forgotten history, was a series of abandoned tunnels, left behind when Blackridge had originally been an asylum in the early 1900s. The place had been shuttered after a wave of mysterious deaths, but the tunnels remained, and used until Armitage saw an opportunity. According to insider whispers, Armitage and a handful of corrupt guards ran an underground fight club, not for the entertainment of prisoners, but for wealthy clientele willing to pay top dollar to see desperate men fight for their lives. The inmates chosen for these fights were those who wouldn't be missed, men with no family, no appeal process, no chance of freedom. And when they lost, their bodies were disposed of in the deep, winding tunnels beneath the prison. It was a perfect system, until Ethan Carter disappeared. The investigation that unraveled a horror show. When Ethan vanished, his sister, Lisa Carter, didn't buy the official story. The prison claimed he must have escaped, but Lisa knew better. Her brother wasn't a mastermind, and there was no way he could have outsmarted a maximum security prison. She demanded an investigation. At first, law enforcement shrugged her off. Just another criminal who got what was coming to him, right?
Wrong.
Lisa was relentless. She turned to a retired FBI agent, Mark Renshaw, a man with a reputation for solving impossible cases. And together, they started pulling at the threads of Blackridge's dark past. What they found, it was enough to make a horror movie look like a bedtime story. Multiple inmates had disappeared over the years, each one with a file conveniently marked as escaped or transferred, without any real records. The deeper they dug, the clearer it became. Ethan hadn't escaped. He had been taken. The final clue, and a bone-chilling discovery. The breakthrough came from an ex-guard, Michael Henshaw, who had fled Tennessee and was living under a new name. When Lisa and Renshaw tracked him down, he was hesitant, terrified. But after a few drinks and a whole lot of paranoia, he cracked. He admitted that Ethan Carter had been taken to the hole, and that's where he met his fate. But here's the kicker. Henshaw swore that something else was lurking in those tunnels. Not just criminals. Something worse. There were nights, he whispered, when we'd hear sounds down there. Not the fights. Not the screams. Something else. At first, they thought it was rats. But then the guards started going missing, too. Something was watching from the shadows. The haunting of Blackridge Penitentiary. When authorities finally raided the prison, what they found confirmed everything Lisa and Renshaw feared. Underground, beneath layers of decaying stone, they found a mass grave, decades worth of skeletons, some with brutal injuries, others twisted in unnatural ways. And in the deepest part of the tunnels, they found Ethan Carter's remains. His body was untouched by time. No decay, no decomposition, as if he had died only minutes ago. His face was frozen in a silent scream. But here's the real nightmare. Prison records showed Ethan was scheduled for a fight the night he vanished, but no one ever saw him step into the ring. So if he didn't fight, who or what took him? The aftermath and the chilling truth. After the scandal broke, Warden Armitage was arrested and sentenced to life in prison. Dozens of guards faced charges. Blackridge was shut down permanently. But the tunnels? They remain. Some say Blackridge was never just a prison. Some believe the asylum that once stood there had never been emptied, that something was left behind. And every now and then, construction workers claim to hear whispers from below. Some even say they still see Ethan Carter, walking those dark corridors, searching for a way out. But don't take my word for it. If you ever find yourself in Tennessee, near the ruins of Blackridge, listen carefully. Because some doors, once opened, can never be shut. And that's the chilling case of the vanishing prisoner. What do you think? Was it just corruption, or was there something else lurking beneath Blackridge? Drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dark and twisted true crime stories. Because sometimes the unseen is far more terrifying than the known. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and most importantly, stay unseen.